part feels as smooth as a baby's rear end, and how many... How y'all doing? I'm Big Al, and welcome back to the garage. If you're new to the channel, please take a moment to like and subscribe. And today, we are back with my 65 Chevy Corvair. So you remember in the last video we did on this car, we painted this rear deck lid with lacquer-based paint. Looks really nice, but now it's time to wet sand it. It does have, you can hear it when I rub my hand over it, versus you can hear the difference. So I'm going to start things off by just taking some of this detailer spray, with wires as always, and I'm not sponsored by wires, by the way. Brand new microfiber. We're just going to get some of the dust and schmutz that's accumulated on here over the last week, so we don't make any really deep scratches in the paint. Really should clay bar it, but they're still a few days away. I'm an impatient man. We've got our 600 grit sandpaper. Got some water here. Dip it in. I made a lot of mistakes. The last time I tried to wet sand this. Big one was putting too much pressure. Not just let it float. Let it float. Look, a small area. The idea is we want to knock down that texture. We're going to do this with 600 grit first. Every so often you want to just dip it in. And not because your sandpaper is going to get gunked up. Be that much resistance. Should just kind of float. Not putting any real heavy pressure on it. Just moving it back and forth. I can go a little faster, but nice back and forth motion, nice and gentle. This is where you've got to, you know, I'm not a body man, but I do know that this is the part where you've got to work with a little finesse. Okay. Sandpaper's not really gumming up that much. I guess that's not great, not terrible. Yeah, I'm still kind of a novice at body work. You want to keep the block wet. The last time I wet sanded this lacquer paint, it actually came up very nice with just some compound and some polish. Now, just going to wipe this off with our microfiber, check our progress. somewhat smoother, but not 100%. There's some streaks. It looks hazy. That's normal. I mean, you're wet sanding, it'll end up looking hazier than a West Coast style IPA. Problem is, when I did this with the turbo paint, I just couldn't get it to come out, no matter how much I compounded it. Very careful to keep this inside the lines because I don't want to scratch up the other paint. And it's gliding back and forth a lot easier now, with a lot less resistance. That's good. That means we're knocking down what we want to knock down. That texture, that orange peel. And I'm just focusing on a very small area right now. This is going to be a marathon and not a sprint. It is smoothing out nicely. You can just hear it. Versus, you can hear the difference. Yeah, just do this one area, and then I'll time lapse the rest of this. So just edit it. And then this has to sit for another week before we even attempt to compound. Okay, beautiful. It's coming out nice. You want to keep the sandpaper clean. That's another mistake that I've been making. Thankfully, I was watching the Inevitable Jim's channel, and I kind of realized what I was doing wrong all this time. So, that's the basic gist of what I'm doing. I think we'll time lapse the rest of this. we're done with the 600. So now we're going to continue the festivities with some 1000 grit, get everything nice and smooth, and I will be back when that's done. We're done with the 1000 grit. It looks really good. It's not quite as hazy as when I did it with the turbo can. It was much hazier than this. This is how it looked after I'd compounded it. So, the next step is just let this dry overnight. Maybe sit a few more days, and then we'll hit it with the compound and see how she shines up. Alrighty, so it's been a few days. Gone over some of the areas I missed. I think the next step is going to be to clay bar this. First time I've ever done this, so it'll be a learning experience. Okay. Well, first I got to get the darn thing open, which I should have done before I started filming. This is a way to get a lot of the impurities out of here and prevent any deep scratches before we start polishing. At least that's the general idea. And yeah, you can get these way cheaper off Amazon than you can from the auto parts store. They wanted 20 bucks for like 3 of them. I got 4 of them for $5 on Amazon. And free shipping. Can't beat that. Alright, so we got our clay bar. We've got our quick detailer, which we're going to mist on. So you want to lubricate this or it'll scratch the living, what out of your paint. We're also going to use it to clean up some of these impurities here. Some of the overspray. So far, so good. You're supposed to just knead this to a new shape to get the dirt and crud off of it. Too much pressure, just kind of glide it. Just like you would the sanding block. If it does it. Know if I use too much lubricant or when I feel it starting to resist now. That's starting to get a little dirty. Because we don't want that ground into our paint. We hit it with the compound. Okay, yeah, that's a little dirty, I'd say. Get the microfiber. Clean it up a bit. Let that dry off, and I think it's ready for compounding. Cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out. Fingers crossed, I am cautiously optimistic. Ah, yeah, that got all that overspray off, too. Beautiful. All right, let's do this side. Microfiber over here. Poor car is filthy. And it's got a flat tire because the plug didn't hold. Alright. So again, we're just going to mist on. I'm not going to use so much of it this time because they're not exactly giving the stuff away. I'm going to get this out of here too. It's been sitting there for a while. Let's see if the other. Just keep doing what we're doing. Alrighty, good to go. Push down a little hard there. Not good, not good. Now we got a break through there too. Alright. Well, not bad for my first attempt. Let's get this all dried off. Get the buffing wheel ready. Hope I have better luck than I did with the, what do you call it, turbo can paint. Let's just hope so. I hope I don't have any real deep scratches in here. Clean this all up too. This looks like utter garbage. Alright. So in case that didn't record, I don't think I was recording, I used this turtle wax to do this part of the hood. Let's see if we can contrast that a little bit for you. The background has been done with the initial compounding. There's still some scratches and some streaking in it, but it looks way better than this. So let's do this side now and let you have a look-see at what I managed to do. I put it on with the wheel till it's almost dry, and then buff it off with a microfiber. Yeah, this is only the first stage. We have 2 other compounds that we need to use. Some spots are just harder to get to take a polish than others. Alright. And the microfiber I've been using to buff is on the other side of the car. Because, of course, why would I ever make things, easy on myself? Yoink. Now, let's see how this is going to look. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we got that haziness, but that's just residue of the compound that's still on here. Probably time to switch microfibers. This one's getting kind of clogged up. Again, we've still got some deep scratches. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but I can definitely see streaks in there, but they're definitely minimized. And we're getting to where we want to be. We may have to do this another time. Or 2. We're getting there. Just want to polish out all of this really nasty haziness that's still in here. This is really hazy still. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is hard. Let me see. Bring the light down here. And yeah, that look at it through the hard light. That did nothing. Absolutely nothing. We may have to work this with the sandpaper some more. Ah, Lord. Those scratches are deep. Really hoping it would buff up. Well, I'm not sure how it shows up in the picture, but this half of the hood is much smoother, not perfect, than this half. We're going to just brush this off. We're going to go this way with the 1000 grit. Because that should get some of the sanding marks out. Fortunately, I left some very deep scratches and they're streaking. That is the result, I think, of the tiger striping in the paint. So if we go perpendicular to that should help take out those deep scratches and just get everything nice and smooth. I'll redo the other side. If there's even any paint left on here. I'm not even trying to put too much pressure on this, just trying to get it to slide freely. Yep, I have to reshoot this, and pollen season is rapidly approaching. It's very hard to actually tell what you're doing when it's still wet like this. So, fiber, wipe this dry, hopefully get a better idea. So that's 1000 grit. That's scratching things up pretty good too. We'll hit this again with 22,000, possibly 2,500 before we start really compounding on this. I got some circular. You can still see the other sanding marks though, the really weak ones. Hard to fight my own instinct to go in a circular motion. I mean, this is never going to be Concours quality. This is just good enough for cruise night. Anyway, I'll come back when we're all done doing. Okay. So I did a cross with the 1000. Now I'm going this way with the 2000. I've dried this with the microfiber, and I think we're having the desired effect. That is, the scratches are getting finer. I've got to hit this corner again. That is just proving to be really tough to get a good sand on. Get that nice and smooth. This part feels as smooth as a baby's rear end, and how many times am I going to reuse that line throughout this video? No, I don't have it on the sanding block. I'm just being lazy at this point. And I think that sanding block isn't applying even pressure either. That could be a problem. see how this compounds out. Hopefully it compounds out nicely. Do I do one final polish? Probably. I think this is low spots here. Well, I'll come back to you when this is all done. Okay, got the nice aggressive turtle wax on here. There goes nothing. There, got it. Didn't want to shut off there for a minute. Okay. These are wet. That's going to fall. No, we're up there. Okay. Liking what I'm seeing, so in this case actually not seeing, and that is a lot of scratches. I still see them, but I think I got a lot of them. That is pretty much the most aggressive stuff that I'm going to use on here. Let's switch to the Meguiar's in a minute. Final polish. Yeah, it's coming up. Definitely coming up. It's not perfect. Far from it. Definitely better. Alright, I think I got it all off. Let me put a different bonnet and see what happens. Change my bonnet. We'll get this all cleaned up. Perfect. No. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so now we're going to be using this stuff. The turtle wax, in case I didn't record that, I think I might have not recorded that whole phase, brought it to this. Whoa, way too much. It's way too runny. Like that. That's one thing I don't like about that. Okay, let's get this buffed and see what happens. Got a bit of residue to get off, but ooh, okay, yeah, that's coming up really nice. All right, I liking what I'm seeing. No, not so much on this ridge. That's going to be a whole nother ball game. It's not perfect. I'm not seeing a lot of the deep scratches. I think I may have to come back and revisit the other side. And do it in that crosshatch pattern that I did. That seems to have really worked wonders. All right, very good. Yeah, there's some definite residue on here. I'll get a clean microfiber. All right, we're going to finish things up with our clean finish polishing compound. This should take care of the last little bit of scratches and really hopefully bring out a shine. My wife's car has to weigh in on the subject. I overdo it. That bonnet's starting to go. Let's get the microfiber and just buff it out. Now I may just do this with some quick detailer. Get it shiny. Clean off any residue that might be left on here. Ooh, yeah, that's looking good. It looks great. Wow. That is looking 1,000,000% better than it did. Vast improvement over the turbo cans. All right. I mean, the real test is going to be daylight. But I think this definitely is, it's acceptable, for just driving around and going to cruise night. That looks fabulous. Really good. I mean, the other side, it's got a water splooge on it and needs cleaned off, but take care of that right now. Really should have bought these in more than one color, because it really is helpful to color code these microfibers so you know which one you used for what. All right. Yeah, I think that side's actually shining up better than this, so I think I'm going to have to redo this side with the whole crosshatch thing. But anyway, that is it for this week. Hope you will please like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you next week.